Blazing Hot 91 in the Blazing Hot Morning Show. Every Friday, we take a pause to talk to our president of Norfolk State University, Dr. Javaune Adam-Gaskin. Good morning, Dr. J.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I am doing great, and I'm glad to be talking to you. Last week, we had technical difficulties when we were trying to talk about the 35 hours of giving. Now, in the past 6 months, we've faced a lot of challenges that we've been talking about just about every single Friday with COVID-19 being here and Norfolk State University celebrating its 85th anniversary. Now, Dr. J, over the last 7 months, has been a challenge for the global community, especially facing COVID-19 crisis, has demanded a high degree of institutional flexibility. How has Norfolk State University sustained its fundraising program?
Well, I want to say it's been challenging, but I have an amazing team led by Clifford Porter, and that entire team is amazing in the work that they do, and we appreciate that. But it really is the people of the community, the people in the university, the people throughout the country. We've been able to pivot our fundraising operation. And just last week, we did a fundraiser, 35 hours of giving. And while we had a goal initially of $125,000, we were able to raise a total of $282,000 from 705 members of the NSU community. Applause, applause, applause. They are wonderful. In April, we successfully launched a campaign to establish the Emergency Relief Fund. That was in response to the COVID-19 pandemic and the financial impact it was having on our students. Our university advancement team was able to raise $71,000 for that purpose and to assist NSU students who were in need of immediate assistance like transportation home or living expenses due to job loss or reduced hours, child care, medical expenses, all the things that really make it tough for people, but they have to pay those things. So to date, we've had 115 students who have used those funds, and we continue to sustain our fundraising operations because we stay focused on the critical needs of our students, and we ask our constituents to support those needs. And thankfully, and we're so humbly grateful that you all do.
Dr. J, you just discussed the Emergency Relief Fund. Now, was that set up? That was set up in April, basically, to help students. Now, can students still apply for these funds?
Absolutely. The funds are there for students to use until they're completely depleted. And so NSU students can still apply as long as they meet the criteria set up by the Dean of Students' office. And they have to provide the required documentation. But that's all it takes. And so we make it easy. We make it accessible. We know that need is high. We want students to apply.
Now, last week, Norfolk State celebrated its 85th anniversary. Tell us, what does Founders Day mean to you?
Founders Day is really a moment for us to think about and reflect on our heritage and to prepare for our future. I will say to you, it was very, very personal to me to think about people in 1935, in the midst of the Great Depression, deciding that they thought education for African American students was so important that even while people were standing in bread lines, like during the pandemic, many people are standing in food lines. Even though people were stressed, like during this pandemic, many people are stressed. They had the fortitude, the foresight to say, education changes lives, and so we're going to commit to this, and they got that done. I am so proud of our founders. I'm so proud of this institution. During this difficult times, we have to forge ahead as a university, even in the midst of all the challenges, both from the pandemic and for the social and racial unrest. We still have to continue to push forward because it matters that our students get an excellent education, and the opportunity to do that is in our shared DNA.
That's well said. How does Norfolk State University use its philanthropic gifts, and do they really make an impact at the institution?
Oh, absolutely. Our philanthropic gifts are making an impact. You have to remember that about over 95% of our students receive some type of financial assistance. So donors like those who are listening today and those who they share with need to know that it is critical that we help our students complete their education and obtain a degree. Now, if you think about in 1935, when our founders created this institution, it cost only $100 a year. And this year, tuition and fees is about $9,622 for a full-time in-state undergraduate student. Now, what I will tell you is that's one of the lowest in the state, but it's still, a price tag that's out there. So we use that money in order to support our students. As state government funding gets less and less because the state just has less, the university has to raise private financial support in order to help our students. So we have students that are weighing the decision of whether or not to come to school or leave school for amounts as low as $500. That's the national average on what keeps a student in school or what does not. And we have students right here at Norfolk State who are making the decision that they can't finish their education for a $500 differential. Now, sometimes that differential is much higher than that. What we want to be able to do is to close the gap so that our students are able to remain in school. And we do that with the funding that we get from our donors, with their philanthropy, and we're very, very focused on the education of our students and being able to support them. We keep the tuition and fees low. We were flat again this year. We did not increase tuition. And so we just do everything we can in order to make it as accessible as possible for our students. We're focused on affordability, access, and success of our students.
Now, Dr. J, how can giving to Norfolk State University become a game changer for future generations to come?
Oh, it's a major game changer because it ensures that our students have the financial resources to stay in school, to obtain their NSU degree. And that's really the end goal, is to leave with a degree in hand so that they can be the world changers that we know they are. Each of our graduates then, of course, serves as an ambassador for the university, and their success, of course, is our success. They demonstrate to future Spartans what is possible. They demonstrate to the world what a world-class education they've received and how they are so well prepared to meet the issues of the world because they have the NSU degree.
Now, last week, Dr. J, we did 35 hours of giving. Is it too late to make a gift to Norfolk State University now?
Oh, no, it is never too late to make a gift. We appreciate that everybody might not have had an opportunity to give during the 35 hours of giving, but we are always available to talk with people and to accept their very generous gifts. We appreciate that. So we know that every dollar will benefit our students.
How can donors make a gift to Norfolk State University?
They can go to our website, www.nsu.edu/give-now. We use it as one word, give now. www.nsu.edu/give-now.
Now, Dr. J, any final moments that you want to take and just share with the 757 of your thoughts?
Well, let me say, too, all gifts are tax deductible, and you're able to designate where your gift will be used. And I would say that, everyone can make a donation, and we appreciate that. But let me just say I appreciate this amazing and wonderful sponsorship of our donors, of our community, of our campus. You make the difference in the lives of young people. That's what we're doing. We're transforming lives, and you allow that to happen. So I just want to give a real great round of applause and a great thanks for everyone who gets involved and all who will get involved.
Dr. J, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us about giving to Norfolk State University. And thank you for taking time out every single week to spend with us here on Blazing Hot 91 and sharing with our general population here in the 757 about Norfolk State University.
It is my honor, and I am so humbled to be able to share this time with you. So thank you. I'm so appreciative of having the opportunity to engage with our community.
It's Blazing Hot 91. We'll get through this together. Norfolk State University. Dr. J, say it with me. Behold the green
and gold.